Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome back to more 7 Days to Die here on the Mindcrack server. As always, this is Jason, and I have some exciting news for you. But first, stop! So you're probably wondering, how'd this stop sign get here, dude? How did it get inside this building here? How in the world? Well, you probably didn't sound like that when you asked that. But the answer is, just got done adding a ton of blocks. Blocks, you say. What about stop signs? There we go, there's one. Takes 10 scrap iron and 5 wood to make. I've tried to make these items as balanced as possible. I had the help of Doc. Doc and I went through and like, look at this tile here. See this tile here? What about this tile here? I think that's one of the things I had to make in the forge. Not everything is. Oh, it's not called toll though. It's still not called toll, Jason. Tile. There we go. Look at that tile floor. Takes 10 stone and 10 clay. I ain't got no stone. So yeah, tried to make it as balanced as possible to make these things. Added this fence over here. Added lots of stuff. Let's look. Let's just look at stuff. Let's just look at it, man. These weren't in there before for whatever reason. I don't know why these blocks exist, but they're not actually in the thing. Added some railing. You know it's something that we've added. I shouldn't say I. It's like, again, Doc has sat with me in a call for 2 hours now, and we've gone through these items very slowly and added them and then tested. Shutters for the side of the house has been added. Lots of different interior blocks. Added these Adobe Peach drywall and poles and tubes. And again, tried to make it logical. So you see, I used the Adobe Tan. It takes 3 of those to make one of these, and then you can make the Adobe Tan using this. We added asphalt, as you can see there, and then we've added other things that use the asphalt. So it used the asphalt in the recipe. Added the beverage cooler. Now, I understand why some of these things are not in the game. It makes sense for the beverage cooler to not be in the game because you're creating a spawn point for items. But we've talked about this as a group and how we feel about that, and we've agreed that we can be disciplined, all of us except for Nevers, and not cheat by creating lots of spawn items somewhere in a town. And if we make things inside of our house, then we will not keep them, so to speak. So let's finish the floor here really quickly. One of the things that we've added is more glass, so we have better windows now, which I'm going to want to do. This is going to be probably a shorter episode compared to my episodes in length. The reason why is it is Valentine's Day, and I do have a wife, which we've spent most of today together, but daughter just went to bed, and so my presence will be needed. We actually, yesterday we were at Walmart. I know, I'm sorry, I shop at Walmart. We were at Walmart, and at the front was Princess Bride was on sale for like $3 or something, and it happened to be a movie we didn't own. So pick that up. And we started watching it last night, but I was about to say it's pretty late, but funny enough, my new version of pretty late is like midnight. It was like midnight, so we were both pretty tired, and so we fell asleep watching it. So our plan was to finish watching that tonight. We've experienced Valentine's 12 times over this week. Not really, but you know, I think I mentioned to you guys that we had that dinner reservation on the 9th at the Japanese place, which was fantastic. We've reserved again for in May, so we'll be going back into that place in May. That was their first available reservation. I think I've already mentioned this, that the next available reservation was May. So our plan is to go back in May. Hear people shooting. Ko was just complaining that his Iron Man was over. He AFK'd briefly today and came back dead. So I think I might be the last person left that hasn't died. I don't know if that's completely true. I haven't been online the same time as Beef, so I don't know how he's doing. But I'm not a dying breed. I'm an undying breed here. My first death will probably be to a tree or something stupid like that. So get excited about that. So I promised that I would tell you guys a story about a dog today, and so that's what we shall do. What is going on here? Someone's gonna live here, I guess. Maybe, possibly, maybe, possibly. I'm level 30 now, 259 points to spend. I don't know what I'm gonna spend those on. People always asked in the last season why am I saving them, and the reason why I was saving them is the game had said, or the developers of the game itself does not speak. The developers of the game had said that they planned on making the skill point stuff something that had jobs and other stuff, and so I was just kind of holding out to see, you know. I'm not necessarily going to do that this time around, hold out that long, but we'll wait a little bit and see what they end up doing. We're going to want to test some of the stuff that Doc and I just added, because we added the lights, like the powered lights, and I don't know if it's random that they produce light, or how it works. So we're going to want to make some of those and find out for ourselves. I think I'm still not going to have enough of these. So, as you guys know, we had some family things we had to deal with, and we were out of town for basically about 7 days or so after I got back from PAX. And so we roll up here in the yard. Actually, we'd gotten home. To be clear. We'd gotten home, and then I needed to run to the store for us because we didn't have anything to eat or anything, because we hadn't been here in a while. So I ran to the store. Let's see how many we actually need here. It's at 4, 8, 16, 24, 32. Great. So I ran to the store for us, and when I get back home, there's this little dog sitting in the front yard here. And I was about to say, didn't I make a better shovel? It looked like a Jack Russell type of dog. I don't actually know I'm not a dog person, so I don't actually know the breeds, but it's about that kind of dog, Jack Russell-ish. Again, not 100% sure what kind of dog it was. But it was sitting in my front yard, and my cousin's parents always had like a Jack Russell, and so I said to him, "You look like a insert name here kind of dog." And I was talking to him, and I'd already texted Crystal like, "Hey, I got more groceries than we needed." You know, to come out and help me grab stuff out of the car. And so when I pulled up, you know, she was already coming out, and she sees me out here talking to this dog, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Whose dog is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So I text my cousin, and I asked him, "Is this, this dog?" And he did not. It was not a dog that he was friends with. So it's like, fuck. So sit there and talk to the dog for a bit, and the dog is just shaking all over. And it's like, well, he's pretty cold. I gotta do something here. So Crystal goes inside, and she grabs a blanket. We had these blankets that we bought forever ago whenever some Canadians from my guild were coming to visit. And they end up being really shitty, these blankets. Like, kind of, like, they're pretty thin, and, like, I swear they're made out of steel wool. They're made to cause you pain. So we still had these in the closet. I don't know why we kept them, to be honest. Did you make this hard enough to craft, Jason? Some of the recipes I made actually have more than 5 things in them. I bet those won't work. In fact, let me find one. Oh yeah, I know what they were. It's the consoles. Control panels. Yeah, I gotta modify these, because what we decided was that to make these kind of rare, to put a car battery in them. So I need to drop something from the recipe, because it looks like 5 is the limit. Maybe we dropped the duct tape, and then the only one we didn't have the car battery in were these. We decided it doesn't need a car battery because it doesn't have, it doesn't have anything on the front. And I took in fact, we had glass in these, and that doesn't appear either. So yeah, I dropped the duct tape and add a car battery back, and the glass can just be not in it. Um, we wanted to make some of this stuff kind of hard to make, like these lights, because, you know, you don't know how good it's going to be. We should make one, though, and just see. Duct tape, scrap cable. I don't have any scrap cable. No, I don't think you can make it either. Nope. So we won't be making one of those to test. So anyways, these really, really painful blankets or whatever. That's what we let the dog have. So I again, I'm not a dog person, but I did my best, man. I picked up the dog, and he was so friendly. He was such a good dog. I'm talking about in past tense. We didn't kill him. I don't think we did, at least. So, first off, my wife is highly allergic to dogs. Like, extremely allergic. One of the things that Bex wanted was a fur rug. Yeah, put animal hide in it. I don't know what it looks like, though. I don't know what that looks like whenever you place it. 5 animal hide might be too many for one block. Probably is. This is all like a work in progress. We don't know how it's going to be in the end. We might change some stuff. Some of these blocks might not be craftable. Basically, Doc and I add the stuff that we wanted, so other people might want some stuff that's just not been added yet. So, there's the story. Alright, what were we doing? Oh, we were going to make a light, but we can't, right? All of them take things I don't have. Yeah. These porch lights look cool, though. Check those out. Oh, I added faucets, too. I don't know why some of this stuff's not in there. Like, why is this not craftable? Like, I can understand for, like, the coolers and stuff, which we added both of these. So, like, these are spawn points, you know, but it's okay. It's okay. We add the lockers, too. So yeah, we brought the dog inside after I wrapped up the blanket. I wrapped the blanket just to see how it would do, and it wasn't doing any better. It was still like shivering in my arms. It stunk too. I mean, not like too bad, but you know, it smelled like a wet dog. It had snowed earlier that day. Just mostly sleeted actually. It wasn't really a lot of snow earlier that day. So yeah. Look, I have a moment. Yeah, I'm just guarding my house and working here. There ain't nothing going on out here. Am I the only one online? I am. 'Tis a shame. Wish you could sleep. So brought it inside, took it into the bathroom, and it was just shivering. I had those treats from the Loot Pets. And speaking of the Loot Pets, oh man, I thought that was 4. I need even more than I made. Speaking of Loot Pets, whenever I saw them at PAX South, I told them that you know, my cats were disappointed with the contents. Basically, I was like, you know, I was told these were going to have pets of all type items, and they told me that right now they're focusing on dogs to try to build a market for the dog loot pet stuff, and then they'll branch out. So I want to be upfront with all the people that I advertise this to, that if you're buying it for a cat, save your money. I'm not going to have people taking my recommendation to buy something and then feel as disappointed as I have. But it is their plan to eventually have. Where am I going to have these windows at? To have stuff for cats too. So for now, save your money. In the future, you'll see it on my channel either way when there is cat stuff. But I'm still going to keep getting them, and I'm going to be putting dog shirts on my cats. Anyways, back to the story. So, man, I upgraded these twice too, didn't I? I won't break all these down. I'm just trying to kill time until daytime. I can either stop the video here or finish my story when it comes day, or do as much as I can here during the night. So yeah, the dog, I gave him some of those beef liver treats that are from the Loot Pets, and he stopped shivering. It was a she actually. Let me get the sex right. Um, get the sex right, Jason. Stop, just stop. Oh, that reminds me. It's drywall now. I think we're gonna make. Fuck, I forgot that. Right. How do you make asphalt? Right. Okay. Well, we won't be making any drywall right now, but eventually we can. I guess I can make that. We definitely need to go out and go searching again, but tomorrow is Horde Day, so I'll probably wait until Tuesday, Real World Tuesday, to go out and go searching for. Yeah, that takes cement too. Yeah, I need to find the cement book basically. So gave him those treats, and she gave her those treats, and you know, she stopped shivering and stuff, and it's dead out here. I'm not high enough level to get wandering hordes either. I don't think. What level am I now? 30. Yeah, not high enough level to get wandering hordes. And so took some pictures of the dog to go around to the neighbors and ask the neighbors if it was their dog. And no one. Well, we have a new neighbor. I mean, when I say neighbor, it's a pretty loose term because everyone lives pretty far away. But the closest new neighbor is a couple houses down, up the road a little ways, and so I went up to ask them if it was their dog. They weren't home, but they had a little statue in the front of their front like garden. Garden's not the right word. Like where like the shrubbery. Just reminded of Monty Python, where the shrubbery and stuff is at. They had a little black version of basically this dog, and I was like, "Oh, it's theirs! It's totally theirs!" So I knocked and knocked, and they didn't answer. And yeah, you guys were right. You do get 2 seeds now. So we'll put one here, and then I'll steal one for myself. So knocked and knocked. They didn't answer. So I went back home, and at this point I had just printed out two pictures of, excuse me, I'll burpee all of a sudden, 2 pictures of the dog, but I was going to take those up to the convenience store, that's the closest convenience store, to basically leave them up there. So, you know, came back home and told my wife, I was like, I think it's their dog. They have a thing in their front yard that's basically this dog. So she's like, well, just print another thing and leave it on their door. So that's what I did. I printed another thing to take back up there and leave on their door with a dog. And when I get up there, I'm sitting there and I'm taping the thing on their door. And this was a really weird situation because I'm taping this thing on their door, and then they pull in. And they're looking at me like a crazy person because I'm taping something on their door. And so they get out. I never met them before, even though these are our new neighbors. You know, when people act like you go out and you greet your new neighbors and all this stuff, that's not what real people do in the real world. You stay at home and you don't talk to anyone in fear they're probably an axe murderer. Reminded of something. I added these 2. Which one do you think looks the best? I'm gonna go with this one. So yeah, I'm taking this thing to the door, and they pull up, and he gets out, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm Jason. I live a couple of doors down, and they have all this stuff that's like for kids too. So I was like, I see you have. Do you have kids? And well, first I take the picture of the dog, and I show him the dog, and I'm like, is this your dog, basically? And you know, he's like, and then what's weird is he stands there and looks at it for a moment, like he needed to think about whether or not it was his dog. And then he's like, no, but it did come by here a few days ago, and we let it sleep here on the porch. He's like, but I guess it's gone. I was like, yeah, it's at my house right now. This was 4th of July. This was not 4th of July. This was, what was the day that made it a special day? Oh, it was Super Bowl day. That's what it was. 4th of July. This was 4th of July, and it was snowing. Um, Super Bowl day, so that's why, you know, I decided maybe it was their dog. Maybe they let it out to go use the bathroom or something, and then they forgot. And, you know, something like that. I didn't know, you know. I was just trying to rationalize what's going on here, how it could be their dog, and they didn't know that it was out. Anyways, he says, no, it's not my dog. You know, we let it stay here for a couple of days and everything. He didn't say if he fed it or not, so don't know. We need sand for glass. So I tell him, you know, it's down at my house or whatever, and he's like, well, you know, hopefully somebody wants it, or you can find a home for it or whatever. So then I go to talking about his kids, and he's got a bunch of kids that are the right age to be playing with my daughter. He's got a little girl that's a year younger, and so on. So I'm like, hey, we should hang out sometime. So something good came from all this. Though we didn't actually trade any information to allow that. He's like, yeah. And then he gets back in his car, and there was a woman in the passenger seat, and they pull out and drive away. And so I'm still a little bit confused by this because, again, we live in the middle of damn nowhere. So why did he pull up at his own yard and then leave? I don't know. I just don't know. But anyways, moving on. Beyond that, I don't know exactly why that happened the way it did, but it did. So take from that whatever you'd like, I guess. I did. And all I took from it was I was confused. So I go back home and I tell Crystal that, you know, well, it wasn't their dog, even though I don't know, it was really weird, man. They just like left and after talking to me, and I don't know. And anyway, so I told her all that. And so then I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna go up to the store and leave a note up there. So I drive up to the store, and there's only 2 ladies that I've ever known to work there, but neither one of them were working there this day. And the only reason why this is relevant is because the person that was working there I've never met before, and herself and 2 guys were standing outside smoking, and they had the front door wide open, like just wide open, and it was really cold outside, so like they were just like cooling down the whole place, which I thought was weird. So, but I walked inside first because I didn't recognize those 3 people, and looked for basically the people I know that own the place and work there, when I didn't see any of them, I walked back out, and I'm like, do you work here? And she's like, oh, yeah, did you need something? It's like, no, bitch, I just walked in this fucking place to look at it, you know? Such a strange question to me. Did you need something? She's too busy standing outside smoking. But I'm like, yeah, you know, there was a stray dog that came up, and I wanted to leave, you know, a picture up here in case anyone came around looking for it. And so the guys that were there with her, they both had, like, single beers that they had bought in the store, so I judge people by things like this. Like, oh, all you could afford was a single beer. What's that going to do for you? You going to drink a single beer? Are you going to be satisfied for the night? Especially on the Super Bowl day. Super Bowl day? Is that what that's called? Super Bowl day? Anyways, I'm going to stop judging these guys. But then the what followed made me really judge them. And he's like, oh, a stray dog. I like dogs. Let me see him. I might want him. I was like, motherfucker, we ain't giving this dog away. I'm looking for who owns him. And I said it just like that. He's like, oh, shit. Never mind. Like, okay. You fucking drunk? Because he was definitely drunk. I mean, maybe the 1 beer was all he needed. There used to be a guy that would drive his lawnmower up to that store to buy beer. Anyways, I always thought that was weird, too. Like, motherfucker, get a car. Get a moped. Drive a lawnmower around. Just how ghetto is that? So I leave the picture of the dog up there. And this, again, I don't want to talk bad of people. Well, I don't want to talk a lot of bad of people. But the woman that works up there, she's got something wrong with her. I don't even know how to describe it. Something terrible has happened to her, the tips of her fingers, and her bones are exposed. She has no fingernails. I've never seen anything like this. I bought something while I was in there. Oh, I bought cans of dog food. That's what it was. This dog. Her tips of her fingers are gone, man. They're gone. They're straight up gone, and the bone is exposed. It's like gray, and it's a bone. You can tell it's the bone. And I'm just like, try not to look. Should I ask her what that is? Oh, of course it's the bone. Why would you need to ask her, you idiot? Oh my God, why is... Oh, she's touching the pen that I'm going to have to sign the receipt with. But it's the bones. That was my internal monologue, but I couldn't say any of those things. She knows her bones are exposed. You don't tell someone your bones are exposed. Jesus Christ. It was terrible, man. I feel for her. And her bones. She must have got like... So, like, I was trying to decide, was this like a drug thing? Did something happen where she was like, you know, how did this come to be? How did her bones get on the outside of her body when they're supposed to be on the inside? Okay. I let Vex give me the recipe for that. The craft time might be a little fast there, Vex. Vexy, old buddy, old pal. Let's actually look at... Let's just go ahead and make... Sneeze. Yeah, I think we might need to up the craft time on that just a tad there. If you leave it blank, it's based on like skill and stuff like that. So I think this is the same kind of block here. I'm going to place it to find out. It is. Okay, so that we know what that is. I think those are the best glass blocks, honestly. I mean, these are okay, but you can't see through them, right? So I think this is what you really want. So anyways, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know what happened to her. Only thing that comes to mind, if it's not something that like something drug related, was like hypothermia or something. Yeah, I like this. So I wonder if we can do like a rim job. Yeah, you know you want to do a rim job with some poles like these. Oh, we must have done these wrong. Oh, it takes 3. Yeah, we did these wrong. Because we have these set to where you get 3, not 4, but it takes 10. That's what we thought it was set to. Do something like that on the inside. Maybe. It's kind of like a windowsill. Let's fill these in. And then, what are those called? Shutters. So anyways, you know, she says she'll hang it up and see. So I get back home, and as I mentioned, my wife is allergic to dogs. So she was not doing well already with the dog being in the house. Like, it was already affecting her. So I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And you know, we started, you know, examining the dog a bit more too, and we realized that, you know, it doesn't have any fur on its tail, so there's probably something that's wrong with it. But you know, no big deal. We can, you know, it's only gonna be in the house for the day. We tried calling animal control, but it was after 5, and they were already gone. And the police basically said, you know, there's nothing we can do for you today. And so, you know, I tweeted out a picture, but I didn't expect anything to really come from that. But everyone kept saying, just take it to a no-kill shelter. And let me tell you guys about that, because that's what we always try to do with any of these animals, because we have animals show up at our house on a regular basis. This is not a uncommon thing where someone drops a dog or cat, and then we're left trying to figure out what to do with it. Thing is, we can't take any more cats than the 2 we have, and we definitely can't have dogs unless it's a hyperallergenic type of dog. I want to see what this looks like if we go all the way around with it. So my wife ends up using her rescue inhaler. I don't know if I already said that or not, because she's wheezing really bad. And I'm like, we just got to take the dog outside. I know it's really cold, but I had some cardboard boxes from an Amazon shipment that were really big, And so I took the cardboard boxes outside, and is that right? Yeah, it looks good, I think. I'll make 2 more sets here. So I made it kind of like a little box. I put the blankets in the box, and brought it some more food outside. Again, this was a good dog. It let us know it needed to use the bathroom, so we had taken it out of the bathroom at one point and let it go potty outside. Potty. I'm a 4-year-old man. And we ended up keeping it inside until it was basically time. This isn't going to work, is it? Because it's going to look weird up here, isn't it? That doesn't look super weird, though, actually. I don't mind that. Kind of curious what you guys think. With that one block being open like that, is that the end of the world? Oh, one thing that we did add. That's right, boys and girls. We can make TVs now. Try to make it expensive, because it's not something you really need. But it's something you really want. I like that. I think that window looks good. Let's check it out from the outside. I like it. We might, on the outside, might want to do these, though. Let's take one of these down and make a decision here. So we basically kept it in the house until nighttime. What I did is I surrounded its box with other cardboard boxes. So, like, once it got in and laid down, I completely enclosed it in. No, I like the white better. Completely closed it in. I took a space heater out there, and I put the space heater in the center of all of it, even though my wife was pitching a fit about this one. The space heater says that it needs to have 3 feet all the way around it. And this is one of those enclosed space heaters. It's not one of the ones like metal coils or anything like that. An enclosed space heater that has like the oil on the inside. It heats up the oil, and that's how it provides heat. So I wasn't really worried that it was going to catch anything on fire, but I did set it up where I could easily go and check on it on a regular basis, and I promised to cut it off before I went to sleep. So I ended up staying up with this stupid fucking dog until 5 o'clock in the morning, checking on it every 30 minutes, making sure that, for one, our house, that it was not on fire, and also that it was still alive and doing okay. I tried to feed it a couple more times, but it never did want any more food. When it became 5 o'clock, I went and woke up my wife, and I was like, listen, I gotta go to bed. But I've been watching this dog all night. It's still alive. I don't know what else to do. I was like, it does seem like it's cold outside, but when I put my hand inside of its box, it seems warm. And I need to go to sleep. And so what we did is we cut off the space heater, but we covered the entire contraption that I built out of cardboard with another blanket, so that any heat that was left in the space heater or any body heat the dog let out would be contained, so to speak. And that was it. And in the morning, my wife called animal control, and they came and picked it up. So the reason why we didn't take it to a no-kill shelter, because that's what we would love to do. There's only one no-kill shelter anywhere near us, and it currently has a 3-month wait to bring anything in. We could take it to a kill shelter, which is, and there's 2 kill shelters around us. Both of them, they purge their inventory every Tuesday, so every dog in there dies every Tuesday, or cat, dog and cat. And so we didn't have any other choice, man. You know, with her being so allergic to dogs, there's not really an option. You know, you can't just be like, well, we'll just keep it. You know, it's just not possible. You can't keep the dog. My daughter wants a dog so bad. I mean, what little kid doesn't, right? But it's not an option. We can't just keep the dog. So the dog had to go. Hopefully it's okay. You know, the last thing we had here was a cat. I told you guys. I mean, like, again, happens all the time. But the cat we had, we kept trying to get it in the no-kill shelter. We kept it outside for a while, but once it started getting so cold, we ended up just taking it to a shelter. Because this cat, I swear it must have had worms or something. We could not feed it enough. We would feed it and feed it and feed it, and it would still want more food. So yeah, that cat was like, I don't even know, man. It had something wrong with it for sure. You know what I'm thinking here is maybe have a bigger window even, and maybe like a deck out that looks out over everything. I was seeing maybe a deck on the back, but I don't really want to look at Anders' house, so maybe a deck over here that looks out and have this whole area here be, I guess you come in the house and there's a wall a wall here. And then this kind of wraps around maybe like this. And then there's a deck out over here. And then in here could be the kitchen. Oh yeah, and inside the kitchen we could have it open up where you can still see out into the living room and deck and stuff. Yeah, I like that idea. That's probably what I'll do. But I'm going to end today's episode here, everybody. Hope you all have enjoyed, as always. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Leave a like for the dog. Leave a like or the dog dies! Oh, God. Never mind. It's terrible. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will see you all in the next episode. Tomorrow's Horde Day, so I don't know if I'm prepared for that. We're going to have to be, though. I got 159 bullets in this, and I got 7 bullets for my hunting rifle. We should be fine. I'm going to try to get up actually earlier, before noon, before the server rolls over, and see what I can do about getting some more stuff. I wish I had not put my house so close to the road. The more I've thought about my building, the more I've wished I'd been off of the road just a little bit more. But we'll make do with what we did, because I certainly am not tearing all this down. I'm glad we've added more glass, though. This was needed. What happens if you shoot it? Fuck! That's what happens. Okay. That glass is not strong at all. Be very careful. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.